Hey Boss Mama, welcome back to the show. This is the space where we explore building a business you love, raising your family, and creating a life that works for you. I'm your host, Manouchka Elefant, marketing coach and fellow mompreneur. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing a little behind the scene of what's happening with my business this summer. Because I've had a big reminder recently that building a business isn't always linear, especially when you're juggling motherhood. You see, this time last year, July 2024, I had no idea I was about to start a whole new business. At the time, my son was just 11 months old, and I was deep in that messy season of questioning. How do I go back to my business? How do I get back to work? How do I handle clients, lead generation, workflows, all while taking care of my little one 70% of the week? Because actually, even though I had taken the whole first year, a very deliberate choice that we made as a family to fully be present for my son, I wanted to create that balance where I'm both there for him part of the week and there for myself in my business the other part of the time. And so we decided to start with 2 days of childcare. But I felt very uncertain. How do I manage both at the same time? And so that uncertainty led me to start talking to other moms with businesses. I wanted to understand how they were doing it, how they juggled it all, and honestly, how they stayed sane. And then those conversations, they changed everything. And by September, I was interviewing other mompreneurs, and before I knew it, this podcast was basically born. And the first Hey Boss Mama Mastermind launched just at the same time. And like that, I just threw myself in head first. I had all those ideas, and I just wanted to test them out and see what would actually work, what would other mom entrepreneurs enjoy, and create that sense of community and help and support that we're all seeking and craving. And I really love this, all about business, marketing, strategy, and creating that space for other ambitious women like me to grow. I didn't overthink it. I closed my agency for good and launched Hey Boss Mama without a perfect plan, but with a big vision and a lot of passion. And now it's been about 9 months since I made that big, wild pivot. But when I look at the reality, working only 2 days a week, factoring in life, like holidays, motherhood, all of that, I've really only had about 4 months of focused work on Hey Boss Mama. But let that sink in. 4 months, and in that time, I've launched 2 mastermind cohorts, signed 3 private coaching clients, hosted a workshop collaboration, ran the Cringe to Confident Challenge, had a webinar, and created nearly 20 podcast episodes. And when I say that out loud, it feels kind of amazing. But still, I felt that familiar pressure, Why isn't everything set up yet? Why does my business feel rushed? Why am I not done with my website? And the answer is, my foundations aren't fully built. So this summer, I'm slowing down to fix that. And I want to help you do the same. And if you're still in the starting blocks for your business, then no excuses. You've got to get this done, just like me. So here's what we'll cover today. We'll be walking through building your business foundations in detail. From how to get crystal clear on your mission and audience, defining the real transformation your business creates, simplifying your offers so they actually sell, understanding your audience on a deep emotional level, crafting your content pillars and story to connect with your people, and setting up systems that save your sanity. And to make all of this more concrete, we'll use a personal trainer for postpartum moms so you can see how to apply this. And don't worry, I know all of this is a lot of information, and you're probably quite busy juggling other things at the same time as you're listening to this podcast, because if you're like me, you're either driving or folding laundry while listening to our podcast. So I've created a free business foundation checklist that you can download, and it has a summary of everything we're going to be discussing. So once you've gone through your business foundation checklist, create a document you can refer to, because you want to always go back to it in order to keep everything consistent. You'll also need it if you decide to work with a VA or a freelancer. So to download your business foundation checklist, go to heybossmama.com/foundations. You'll also have the link in the show notes, of course. All right, let's get started with step 1. Define your mission and audience. This is like your business GPS. And it matters because without a clear mission, your business will feel scattered. Your audience doesn't really understand what you do, your offer feels disconnected, and your content lacks direction. Plus, you also need your own GPS in order to make sure that you're going in the right way, right? So, how to do it? Your mission should answer: who do you serve? How do you help them? And why does it matter? So, looking at our personal trainer for postpartum moms example, I should have taken something easier than postpartum to say, but to give you some concrete feedback here. If she did something vague, it would be something like, I help women get fit after having a baby. Okay, sounds nice, but it's very generic. But if she's clear, she's going to say something like, my mission is, I help postpartum moms rebuild their core strength and feel confident in their bodies with safe, expert-led fitness programs. See the difference? It's specific, tangible, and relatable. But don't fret. You can always go back to your mission over time. Start as specific as you can, and then as you refer to it and as your business grows, you can always make slight changes. And it's okay for you to be very specific on who it is that you're serving. To niche down. I know it's very scary when we say to niche down because we're worried, are we going to be missing out on other potential clients? But being for everyone means that you're actually for no one. And so if your audience isn't clear in your head, it won't be clear in your content. And you want to make sure that when your target audience sees your content, reads your post, your newsletter, whatever type of messaging that you're sharing in the world, they have to feel concerned. And for that, you need to know who you're speaking to. Step number 2, define the transformation that you create. In other words, that's the outcome that you sell. And it really matters because people buy results, not processes. They care about how you'll change their life, not just what it is that you're offering them. A great way to do that is to articulate the before and after for your clients. What's their life like before working with you? How will they feel or function after? And going back to our personal trainer for postpartum moms example, a before might be, I'm feeling exhausted, weak, disconnected from my body. And the after will be, I feel strong, energized, and confident chasing after my newborn, if a newborn actually runs. And here this is a transformation, something that actually sells the offer because people will understand what it is that you're offering them and how they will benefit from it. So don't forget that you want to be both emotional and practical with the outcomes. You want it to be concrete, not just woozy things that feel good. Your clients will care about how life will feel after working with you as well. And that's where your messaging gets more relatable. Step 3, simplify your core offers. Because more offers does not equate with more money. And very often, we see young businesses having too many offers that confuse their audiences and overwhelm you as a business owner. So keep things simple. Make sure that you're drilling into an offer that actually resonates with your audience. But it's not just something that they need, it's something that they want. And that's where the messaging also comes into play. So how to do that? The best way is to focus on 1 to 2 signature offers that deliver the transformation. And one offer can also be declined in a few different ways. So for example, my signature offer is the mastermind. This for me is a form of group coaching. But as a spin-off of it, I do offer one-on-one coaching where I'm going a lot deeper into the transformation. But there are 2 things that you have to consider here. What are your own income goals? Because you're not going to be working for free. And if your service is valuable, then it has a cost. But you also need to consider, what is your audience willing to invest? What value do they give to the transformation that you're offering them? And then you can always add entry-level or premium options later, building off from your signature offers. So going back to our personal trainer for postpartum moms example, she could have a 12-week postpartum core and confidence program. And then as an optional add-on, there could be something around nutrition or one-on-one coaching for more personalized support as well. And here's something to keep in mind. Focused offers build your authority and make your messaging clear. And so simplicity sells a lot better than complexity. Step number 4, understand your audience's real needs. Don't just assume, but ask. Because guessing your audience's struggles even if your audience is very similar to who you are, you might end up with misaligned offers and weak marketing. But how do you do that? How do you actually understand your audience in and out? Well, you need to talk to them. So talk to your audience, whether it's for DMs, polls, or even just asking them to chat with you and have a coffee. Ask what it is that they're struggling with and what they're dreaming of. But also ask them what's keeping them from achieving their goals and ambitions. It's also really interesting here to listen to their language, the words that they're using to describe their issues or the things that they would like to see in their life. This you can use in your own marketing because it will really help your audience connect and see themselves in what it is that you're saying. So for example, our postpartum trainer might hear things like, "Oh, I want to exercise and get back into shape, but I'm scared to get back into the gym." Or, "I don't recognize my body anymore and I'm really feeling self-conscious of getting into my leggings." Or, "I'm just so weak and exhausted and tired, I don't know if I can add exercise to my to-do list." And all of those expressions that her target audience, her ideal clients, are using, these are all gold nuggets that she can reuse in her marketing, in her social media, in her newsletters, because women hearing that will feel like they're understood. And that's what's incredible. The language they use become your most powerful marketing tools. But don't forget to keep asking and listening, because your audience will evolve just like your business. Okay, moving on to step 5. Map your content pillars and brand story, because consistency will help connect the dots. And it really matters because your content pillars keep your messaging clear and aligned. Plus, your audience will connect better with your brand, your values, and your offers. The best way to do this is to choose 3 to 5 content themes based on your mission. And to make that content more relatable, you can even infuse your personal story into it to build trust. So for our postpartum trainer, here are 3 content pillars that would make a lot of sense for her. Number 1 would be safe postpartum fitness, a second one around rebuilding confidence, and a third one around mindset for busy moms. And so for a mom entrepreneur, it's very typical that there's that hesitation when it comes to creating content online for social media around what are our boundaries. When you have those content pillars, you're very clear around what it is that you want to share or not. And those content pillars, they're not going to be around your personal life, unless you want to, of course, but they're about your brand, your values, your mission, what it is that you're doing. And so you can infuse that with your personal experience, because that will be relatable and your audience needs to see themselves in your journey. And finally, step 6, set up systems that will save you time and help you run your business smoothly. Because without systems, you become the bottleneck. You're stuck in admin, forgetting tasks, or losing leads. What this looks like will be a little bit different depending on the type of business that you have and the services that you're offering. But there are some basics that will apply for most businesses. Like tracking clients, Google Sheets is very good, or setting up payments, for example, with Stripe. You can create onboarding templates for all your new clients and also document your basic processes or SOPs, standard operating processes. This will be very helpful when you're repeating tasks that you haven't done in a little while or you're hiring a freelancer or a VA. But don't make yourself crazy. Systems don't have to be fancy. Simple, consistent processes will save you time. Personally, I love using Google Drive. There's a lot of tools in there that are really useful for project planning, client tracking, and you can use that with other tools that are not too expensive, such as TidyCal for booking appointments or Stripe for payments. But having those organized systems will reduce your stress and set you up for growth. Okay, here's the final recap and action steps. Step 1. Be clear and specific with your mission and audience. Step 2, define the transformation your business creates. Step 3, have simplified, focused core offers. Step 4, have a deep understanding of your audience's real needs. Step 5, set content pillars and a relatable brand story. And step 6, set up simple systems that support your growth. So there you have it. This summer, I'm building a strong foundation that takes intentional work. But once it's set, everything will get a lot easier and especially clearer. So grab your checklist at heybossmama.com/foundations and just get on with it. Get it done. This summer, you can build your business on solid, unshakable ground. And hey, if you're listening to this thinking, this sounds amazing, I want this strong foundations for my business, but it sounds like so much, and frankly, I'm a little lost with anything marketing, then don't worry, I've got you. My one-on-one coaching is designed to help ambitious mompreneurs like you simplify your strategy, get clear on your next steps, and create space for growth without overwhelm. All the information can be found at heybossmama.com/coaching. And in the meantime, you've got this, Boss Mama, and I'll see you next time.